I love the masks. I really do. I love them. I'm going to keep wearing them. Next year, wherever, I'm going to keep wearing them. The masks are the best thing that has happened to my nose, okay? Middle Eastern men hit on me more with the mask. They do. Oh, just like back home. The one that got away. Where are you going, honey? Come back. I love the masks. I got trolled with dudes with no profile pictures on TikTok. So I got trolled on my nose on a video. And I'm like, damn, I should have worn a mask. The dude commented on my video. He goes, you need a nose job. Beverly Hills, $10,000 to $15,000. That's what he sounded like in my mind, you know? I deleted that shit because I don't need that hate. The dude reposted it. He goes, nose job, Beverly Hills. I'm like, oh my God. Now I'm insecure. I was like, hey, Mom, is it too big? Okay. Your nose is too big because your face is too small. Yeah. Maybe if you eating more, eating more, your face get big, nose small. I was like, it's like a Rumi poem, right? Like, pretty sure. So dudes, start losing weight, okay? Because your dick is only going to get bigger. Ladies, why do you think guys lose weight so quickly? Okay, because they see the results. Oh my God.
I've been trying to remember where I met you, but I just remember seeing you and like just instantly falling in love. Like it was, your energy's so great on stage. You do all these great characters. You have all this great material about your family. It was like, in the best way possible, it was like, that's me up there. Like I saw a lot of myself in you because I do a lot of personal stuff and a lot of characters and stuff like that. And so I was like, wow, who is this? What is this? So I was instantly just like,
who is this crazy person? You don't remember where we went and where we met?
No, I don't.
Okay. Remember our buddy Noah?
Yes.
We met on set.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
And I played like a Russian prostitute.
Yes.
And I was doing a character.
Yes.
And that's where we met. And then you're like, oh, I'm performing in Seattle. That's when I came and did your show.
And then we came, we came out to
like
Seattle, and it blew me away.
Yeah?
You were so good on there. And again, like, I think it's because it resonated so much with me because I do so much personal material and characters and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, wow, who is this?
That's a deep question. I don't even know who I am.
I'm not
who is this?
Right
no, but
now.
your comedy is so funny. I mean, your characters,
Thank you.
You do your family very, very well. So...
Yeah, so did you, when you first started out, was it always so personal and so character-based, or did this something that developed?
It evolved. Like, when I first started out, I wasn't doing, I was maybe doing a little bit, like, oh, this is my dad, oh, this is my mom, but I was doing a lot of weird jokes, like... I don't even want to look at my videos. Like it was
the worst.
Oh gosh,
even
it was
from
nothing.
Even from like a couple years ago, it's always like, who is that?
Oh my God! And I had like this weird movement. Oh my God, it was so bad. Yeah. And I thought I was so. What's scary is that when you're a year or two in, you think you're the shit.
Oh yeah, when you first start doing comedy, it is you think you could shoot a special like right away. You're like,
Like, I want that confidence now. Like, as
Yes.
each year goes by that I do stand up, I'm less confident in my talent. Like, every day I'm like, man, I suck so bad, I need to quit. But like, the first time I got on stage, I was like, I need my special. You know, it's also like when I started in 2009, it's so different than today. You know, comedy
Yeah.
has changed so much. I feel like social media, everybody decided to do stand-up, right?
yeah,
So the competition is even more stiff. So that's where it was even harder for me. And you know how social media is. You're like, oh man, I can't. All you can do is like compare yourself now. So that even got me even more, you know. But you know, I'm working. You know what I mean? I'm in
Yeah, it's
I'm in a
always a
better
work in
place.
progress.
This isn't a therapy session.
I mean, I think it is always a work in progress. You're always trying to better yourself, and if you're not, then there's a problem.
Yeah, then there's a problem for sure. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Especially when you go right before I go on stage. If I'm still nervous, that means I still like what I do, you know?
Right.
So the nerves are good, and I try to turn it into excitement, and that's why I'm crazy on stage, and it's all good. Yeah. Pre-pandemic, you know, I'm Middle Eastern, and Hollywood would send me out on a lot of stereotypical Middle Eastern roles. Okay, nothing terroristy. Okay, nothing like a terrorist. Okay, but definitely wife of the terrorist. And I didn't even go out for that. I would go out for wife number 2. Okay. And I didn't even book that. And I'm like, oh my God, how hard is it to mess up one line? Which is, Hassan, no! That's my one line. I walk into the audition room and I'm like, Hassan, no! Like my all. The casting is like really good. But like this time when you say no, really mean yes. I'm like, Hassan, no. I didn't get the part. I didn't. They gave it to Jake Gyllenhaal.
When you first started getting into more of the personal stuff and talking about family and bringing your parents to life on stage, do you remember the first time them seeing themselves
On stage?
on stage?
Oh, man. I had a really big show. In Vancouver, BC. It was 3,000 people. I obviously was not headlining. Very famous Persian comedian Maximini was headlining. He has so many fans. And I featured for him. And my whole family came because Vancouver is very close to Seattle. That's where I'm from. And my dad came. And my mom came and my aunts and everybody, and I started impersonating my mom. And it was the first time I ever did this joke about me doing Zumba with my mom. And my mom laughed so hard. And she, after the show, she's like, oh my God, always impersonate me. I loved it so much. My dad, I couldn't find him after the show. He left. Like, straight up left the auditorium. Like, he was just disgraced beyond disgraced. Which is weird because I barely talked about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my mom is just, she loves it. My dad never really came around until he saw me do a good set.
Really?
Yeah. And then he changed his mind.
That's great.
Yeah.
It feels like, you know, if this were sports, he wouldn't come around until you were, you know,
Yeah.
doing what, hitting home runs or
Yeah, doing a
whatever.
home
Like,
run. And then he's like, oh, okay.
that's my girl.
That's my, okay. She got from me. So, yeah.
what's the evolution like with your family now? Because I think you've gone I mean, you're in it now.
I'm in it now.
I'm watching,
Yeah.
on Reels and TikTok and
Yeah.
stuff, and you are your father. You are your mother. I mean, full on. You have a mustache.
I have
It's
a
the
mustache.
whole deal.
Well, I do characters now on TikTok, and honestly, it evolved within this past year because I couldn't get on stage. I wasn't like you, where let's headline the world. I stayed at home and I was like, well, what did I enjoy about doing stand-up? I enjoyed getting on stage and doing characters. And so I was like, you know what, let me just do this at home. And so I just started doing characters and it's helped me release that creativity that I got on stage. So I'm just so happy to continue doing this. And like, of course I have a character who has a mustache, and like a bit of it is pulled from my dad. Everything is pulled from my family, but they're like, they have different names,
Right.
But I've been doing stand-up in characters. So I went and did stand-up at the Laugh Factory as a dude. And let me tell you, I think I'm funnier than myself. I'm really good at impressions. I'd love to share an impression with you guys. Thank you. This is an impression of my dad telling me he loves me. Okay. How's your transmission? I see myself doing a one-man show, but it would be mixed with stand-up. It would be like, in my vision, it would probably be its own weird thing that people would pay for and be like, what did we just pay for? Yeah, I think that's what I see, because that's what makes me super happy. I'm just not the type to just do, and I've done it. I just don't see myself going forward just doing 45 minutes of just me. I just can't.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting that you. I haven't really heard that from anyone.
Yeah, it's weird. It's so weird. There's pre-pandemic Mel and post-pandemic Mel. And let me tell you, I'm liking this right now. I'm liking this. When I immigrated to this country, my mom lost my birth certificate, which is great because I don't even know how old I am. Which is perfect when I'm on a date, right? Because the guy's like, so how old are you? And I'm just like, guess. No, really guess. I don't know how I am. I asked my mom. I was like, Mom, when's my birthday? It was snowing. I was like, what do you know, Mom? She's like, okay. I had you when I was 25. Okay. Now I'm 29. I don't know. My mom lost my birth certificate. Her mom lost hers. So I'm 29. Okay. Grandma's 39. And you're a boy.
You have such an interesting family background, too, and you and your mother are very close.
Yeah.
And you and I have talked before about your mother's interesting profession.
She's very interesting.
As a bikini waxer. Not only a bikini waxer, but like one of the best in the world.
I got my esthetician license.
Oh, you finally...
I got it when I was in Seattle. When I first started stand-up, I was in Seattle, and my mom's condition was if I want to do stand-up around town, I had to get my esthetician license and work with her in the day. So I can do stand-up at night and make everybody happy.
Where did that deal stem from? Is it a cultural background thing? Is it a religious background thing? Why were they so hesitant with you performing?
Because it is a cultural thing, Imagine they've risked everything to come to America to have a better opportunity for their children, and their child decides after they have 2 degrees to throw it away and do a profession where you'll never make money.
Right.
And you're going on stage and telling dick jokes. You know what I mean? It's just, first of all, there aren't many female Middle Eastern comedians to start with. There's not that many. And then only child as well. It's just it was just like a list of horrible things, you know?
Yeah.
So it was really, really hard for them. Super hard. It still is hard, you know?
How much are you tied into your cultural background?
I really am. I really respect the culture. I love the culture. I do a lot of events. I do a lot of like Persian New Year events, and I very much a lot of my stand-up is derived from my culture. I have a lot of respect. During the pandemic, I actually learned how to read and write in Farsi.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so yeah, I'm really in love with my background. You know, nothing makes them happy. I try to make them happy. I was like, you know what? Let me try to go into the family business. That might make them happy. You know. Family business is bikini waxing. Worst job I've ever had in my entire life. Bikini waxing with my mother, okay? And she would do all the waxing, right? And my job was to clean off the wax afterwards with oil and a hot towel, just wiping that shit off. I was thinking that would make them proud of me, all right? My mom would literally wax them, and then she'd step aside and be like, my assistant will take care of the rest. Like it's a magic show. And then I'd walk in there with a squirty gun filled with oil and just with one eye, just try to get the wax residue off, right? Just, my mom would come in. You're not doing it right. You really have to get in there, rub it harder. I'm like, oh my God, I'm servicing this lady with my mom standing in front of me going, harder! And the lady's like, yeah, harder! And then I'd go home and my dad would be like, how was your day? I'm like, well, I made a girl come, Dad. He's like, what is that? Thank you guys so much. I'm Melissa Shoshahi.